Rolling, rolling, rolling. Hey, happy Sunday, everybody. It's JoJo Bennington. And this is our weekly little team get together. Hope everyone's doing well. Good to see all your faces. And I hope it's warm where everyone is. I actually got some color on my skin today. It's almost scary how white I am. I haven't been this white since I think I was born. So let's start off with some gratitude, some shout outs, some celebrations. Let's talk about some good stuff that's happening. Who's up? Ready? Go.
I had one of my girls who went hiatus for a few months, came back on, ordered some products. She's down 8 pounds this week. So happy for her. So
very exciting. Love that. Good stuff. Hey, Miss Laura. We're doing shout outs and gratitude, celebrations. If anybody has anything that's going on, tell us what's up.
My teammate Jarrett is meeting me in Philadelphia, and this guy went crazy posting in events pages, business pages, our page, any page, buy me a ticket. And I just was so excited to see someone determined to get to an event. So I'm just so excited that he's going to be there. So I have super gratitude for that. Super gratitude that he found a ticket because he's going to go, he's going to learn, and he's going to come back and teach us all amazing things. I just know it.
It's totally cool. And who he got the ticket from, Mike Dallaire, is one of my most fave people in this company. And so I said, get the ticket from him, meet with him, pick his brain as much as you can, because I think they will totally get along great. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, good stuff. Thank you. Anybody else?
I got a quick one.
Oh, hey, Chad.
Just more product-based. I'm getting set for my first semi-pro box cross season, and I've never felt better in my entire life. I feel strong. I mean, I was out in the garage today. I was telling Marlene, in high school, I was curling maybe 30 pounds max, and I was in the garage curling 45 today, and no problem. I mean, this nutrition is unbelievable. And the guys I'm running with a lot of them are like half my age. And when I found out I'm 40, they're like, what the heck are you doing? So it's a real deal. This stuff is amazing. So that's my gem for the week.
Cool.
So far.
So you've been doing this for a long time. So what's shifted right now that's different?
Nutrition-wise?
Something's different if you're thinking that. So whatever you've done with your Isogenics regimen has changed if you're feeling that way now.
Well, it's changed only because that nitro. That nitro is just, it takes me to a whole new dimension where if I'm going to be lifting or training for a half hour, at about the 20-minute mark, I get this surge, the second wind of energy, and I wasn't getting that before. That nitro it flipped the switch in my body where, we'll be running for an hour, and when these guys are bagging out at the 45-minute mark, I'm raring to go. I could go another half hour, 45 minutes, if not another hour. So it's the nitro, and in combo, I've been incorporating the hydrate and the recover as I'm training. And the hydrate and the recover combo has been, unbelievable. Recovery's been no issue at all. I'm recovered within an hour of training, if not quicker. And I'm going hard.
Social media post and all of that.
Yeah.
What a great segue.
The same.
But awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that. And I, from all the guys that I've talked to that have been using it, I'm hearing the same thing across the board. So
thanks for letting me share.
No, thank you for sharing. That's good to know. You look good. You have no hair.
So awesome.
Either way, it's good.
I have to cut it down. You like this, right, Lori? You don't like the other way. Not for you.
Honestly, no. So in trying to, you know, make sure that we are doing good stuff every day. So many of us are using Facebook to, and different social media platforms to promote our business and ourselves. And it's a strange little land to navigate. And sometimes we don't know what to do or which direction to go or what to say. So Lori is so great at this whole social media thing. So we were chatting about what things would support the team, and she said, let's do some social media stuff. Awesome. So I'm happy that Lori's on tonight to go through some really cool stuff and tips and ideas with us to help us be better at this social media thing. So thank you so much, Miss Lori, for doing this. I appreciate you.
I'll try to keep it short and sweet. I'm going to pull up PowerPoint here.
Okay.
Because we know some are visual learners, and by any means stop me if anybody has any questions or if I'm moving too fast, because, you know, that happens. Let me share my screen. Can you all see that okay? All right. So obviously we're just going to talk about some kind of best practices and things about social media that we can use to help build our businesses, because it's basically our new commercials, right? It's our advertisements. It's all of that. But before I start, I know almost all of you, and you all know me, but just a little bit about me. I recently just moved to Honolulu and living the dream, but I'm originally from Boston/Denver, so you'll see some of those traits come out. I love running. I hate all holidays except Halloween, which I worship. I like to dress up. I will admit that. And I have a niche for cake decorating, which most of you see on my pages. I am a director at a nonprofit at my RYL job, but I do some digital marketing, and I have some certifications in HubSpot and Hootsuite, which are two of the more common social media kind of digital marketing platforms that people use. So just so you get an idea of, you know, where my knowledge comes from, and I'm not just grabbing it out of the sky. I spent a little bit of time trying to learn and master those things. So that's just a little bit about me. So jumping right in. Everybody says that we don't really sell, but that's not true. So we're going to get over that myth. We do like to say that we share, but in reality, we are selling. And with that being said, social media is basically our advertising department, right? So you don't need to be salesy to be in network marketing, but you do really need to acknowledge that we are selling, and you have to have authenticity and integrity and those kind of things. So I love the Simon Sinek quote that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So they're not necessarily listening to hear about the product. They want to hear your story or how it's going to affect them. Think about Dave MacArthur. Nobody called out Dave MacArthur to shorten their telomeres, like that's, or lengthen their telomeres. I mean, that's not what's happening. But he's so passionate about it, and the way he talks about it, almost everybody buys Isogenesis, right? And it's because he's so authentic and he's so real. And so that's the kind of selling that network marketing is. But it is still selling, so we still have to have that approach. And so that's where we're going to use social media to do that in a really warm, fuzzy, and great way. So with that said, social media is not just Facebook. There's Twitter, there's Instagram, there's Snapchat. I personally don't use Snapchat, so I'm not going to really touch on anything with Snapchat. But if you use Snapchat, by all means, video is king. So feel free to use it. I just like to point out with social media, it's not all the same. You don't want to post on Facebook the same exact as you do on Instagram, the same as you would do on Twitter. Just like a radio commercial is not the same as a TV commercial, is not the same as a print advertisement. Everything is targeted toward your audience. And so you really want to keep that in mind when you're posting. It's worth the extra couple minutes to tailor your post accordingly. With that also, all of our prospects are technically buyers. They're somewhere in the journey, right? And this is from HubSpot, and this is how they approach it. that they're in 4 different stages along the buyer's journey. Initially that you've met them, either they're a stranger or they're somebody you know, but they basically haven't been exposed to Isagenix yet. So you're going to put them in the page and you're going to welcome them and you're going to tag them and stuff to attract them and kind of just expose them to Isagenix. And then you're going to kind of cultivate them a little bit, convert them into being more intrigued, get them to watch more another video or something like that. And then you're going to move them along, and, you know, in the sales world, it's called close. And I'm going to use sort of the commercial terms just because we can all kind of transform them into network marketing and not be like selling a car. But essentially you are going to close them, whether you're going to use an incentive. Like this week, I just saw somebody post that we're going to have free shipping starting tomorrow. So that's, you know, that's when they're in the close phase. You're going to reach out to them and say, hey, we've been talking for a couple weeks. There's free shipping this week. You know, let's get you on board. So again, it's not that we're selling them, but you are still using that closing tactic. And then once they're enrolled and on board, you want to delight them, shout them out, celebrate them, you know, any pound loss, non-scale victories, things like that. The better you make them feel, the more likely they are to then become promoters. And that's how they're going to build your business, is you need them to love it so much that they just can't stop talking about it. And so that's really how you move them through what's called the buyer's journey. That makes sense? Thumbs up. All right. So with that, you got to post with logic and be smart about it. There is science behind everything in every industry and everything we do. And so a really good way to figure out what you want to do is to have SMART goals. And now this applies to lots of different things, whether you want to build an event, or you are doing a fitness challenge in the group, or you're trying to help rank advance your team. Set yourself up some goals. What do you want to do? That's your specific goal, your S. Your M is your measurable. How will you know when you achieve it? Are you going to get 3 people to consultants? That's going to be your measurable goal. You know, is it achievable? Like, is it even realistic? Do you have anybody enrolled? No less, you know, a pirate. You have to make sure that you're not going to say on Monday, I'm going to have 10 executives on Friday. I mean, because that, let's be real, is not achievable. But on Monday, you could easily have 2 consultants and be a manager by the end of the week. That's an achievable goal. So really sit down and figure out what your goal is and if it's really mathematically possible. Because you just can't pick numbers haphazardly out of the air and go, I'm going to get it. Because then you'll be discouraged, and then that's how you'll fall off, and that's not duplicatable. Again, in R for realistic, same thing. Can you realistically achieve it? And then when do you want to do it? What's your timeline? You're not just going to say, I'm going to be consultant by celebration. If celebration's 11 months out, that's just so far out, you're not going to do anything. So you need to set a realistic goal, but at the same time, you're going to want to set an aggressive goal so that you're going for it. You don't just want to be on cruise control. You want to have your foot on the gas. And so I like that. That's also another, I don't think it's just HubSpot, but it's basically, you know, set up things. It's not just post and go. Have, you know, there's science behind a lot of this. Sorry that I'm looking at my notes. I had a lot of stuff that I wanted to make sure that I hit. So,
never apologize for notes.
What was I going to say? I just want to go back here. So like in the attract and convert page, is where you want to start adding people to our pages, is bring them in, and then just don't leave them in there. And I'm going to touch on that a little bit more, but you can't just drop people off and think that they're seeing posts. Wanted to touch back on what Mona was saying about having to reach out to people and remind them of the call. People only see people's posts that they're friends with. So I'm friends with most of you on Facebook outside of the groups. So I see most of you when you post. But if you're not friends with JoJo, when she posts it's Zoom time, you're not going to see it. So it's up to us to go in when JoJo posts that and then tag our people and say, hey, you know, list your 15 people you want on the call, because those people that you're friends with, and most likely if you've enrolled them or you're prospecting them, they are your friends on Facebook outside of the group. And so that's really important, that you just can't assume everybody gets the notification when JoJo posts calls in 10 minutes. Only JoJo's friends on Facebook see that. So we have to be leaders and tag people. All right. So I like to think of social media, it's like dating. You just can't when you pick up your date, go for the kiss right away. You take them out to dinner. You go on a second date. You do stuff like that. And so social media posting needs to be that same way. So there's the 10-4-1 rule. If you're going to do 15 posts in a week, 10 of them should just be really good content. Use third-party examples, and they don't have to be exclusively ISA FYIs. They can be about running. They can be about macros. They can just be something in the industry, something that you like, something that just will resonate with the people that you're talking to. And also keep in mind, everyone you're talking to of your prospects are not the same. So you can't just talk about one topic. If I only talk about squats, that's only going to resonate with the 3 people that I have that are fitness obsessed. It's not going to relate to my mom who's 60 something and, you know, has a bad knee that's already been replaced. She's never going to do a squat, you know. She's going to like it because I'm her daughter, and that's, you know, again, something else we'll touch on too. But try not to be a one-trick pony, you know. Put up 10 posts during the week that will resonate with, at least touch all of your prospects, at least one of them. 4 posts during that week should just be about you and your family and things that you personally like. And again, back to what Simon Sinek said, they're buying you. So provide them something about you and that's interesting and positive. And then one of your posts can be your power post, where it kind of feels, not that it's salesy, but it's isogenics related. It's could be a transformation photo of somebody you know or yourself, but something that's really going to drive it home, and that's the kiss, right? You've bought them dinner, you've gone for the walk, you've chatted on the phone, you've text messaged. So now it's okay to reach in and ask for the kiss. All of those things, it's so important to be authentic and don't just write or deliver what you think that they want to hear. For example, I don't dig dogs and I don't dig religion. So if anybody posts about that, I'm probably not going to like it or comment on it, because that's not authentic from me. And I'm never going to post about that. So you need to be authentic in both ways, how you post as well as how you interact. You don't have to like somebody's post because they're your friend if you don't believe in the content that they put out. So don't ever be offended if you put out a really good post and you think it's great and I didn't like it, but you had God in it. It's just not for me. I'm not going to align with that. Doesn't mean that it's not a great post and you shouldn't do it. It's just, don't be mad that I didn't personally like it. There'll be 80% of your audience that will, and that's the beauty of it. So you have to just want to be authentic all around. Does that make sense? The other one I love here is think. There's so much negativity on Facebook, and on social media in general. Just really think about what you're posting. There's no need to be negative ever. Anything that you want to post that could be negative, you could write it in a positive spin. You don't like a politician, post something positive about a politician you like. I mean, I personally don't think you should ever post politics. But if you do, you don't have to be the bad guy talking trash. So think about it. It's like reviewing your essay for a school project. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? You're just posting to vent? Instant message me your vent. And don't, mark your name up or damage your brand, because that's really what you are. You're a brand on social media. So if you want to say something negative and you just need to type it, instant message me, instant message JoJo, instant message your wife or your mom or somebody else, because they'll listen to you and not judge you. But if you put something out there, for example, swearing, you're not going to gain any followers by swearing. They're not going to be like, I love Chad because he just dropped an F-bomb. But you may discourage 4 or 5 people because you did. So are you willing to give up the 4 or 5 to put out something that somebody doesn't, it's not really going to affect? So make sure it's a really, truly necessary post. And then again, is it kind? Just be nice. You catch more bees with honey than with vinegar. And we all know it's true. And I've learned that from being a feisty redheaded Italian in Boston to moving to island life in Aloha. And you definitely, the nicer you are, the more people resonate. There's enough negativity. Be kind. So that's one of my favorite checklists when I'm posting is, go through and just think. I love this little picture, so I had to use it. But
Lori, I'm sorry. Can I ask a question real quick?
Of course.
Before you, so when you were talking about the 10-4-1 rule, right? Because we've heard that before. Is there a good guideline of when to do the 10, when to do the 4, when to do the 1? Because I remember like the power posts was do it on Sunday evening between this time and this time. So do you have guidelines of?
No, I mean, that guideline was for that social media blitz sort of in general, just because we were trying to all follow that pattern and help, beat an algorithm. So that's a little bit different for the social media blitz. It's, you just kind of want to build it up all week. And, eventually your posts are just going to flow. Like, we're not always like, we don't just all clear slate on Sunday night and go, all right, we're starting over and we're going to start reading social media clean on Monday. So, like if you've done, it's Sunday now, if you've done a bunch of really good content posts and everything, and on Wednesday, you feel like it's a really good day, something great happened, that should be your power post because you have something to use, or maybe there is a special or something from Isogenics. Go ahead and put that power post up. It's more like you don't want to be silent for 10 days and then all of a sudden be like, buy my shakes. And people are like, oh, there's salesy Anna again, just trying to sling shakes out of her trunk. So you just want to, there's not necessarily a day or a time. It just needs to kind of fit into a flow that you've created some sort of comfort zone for them. And they don't feel like now you're just trying to sell them and make money off them. You're just trying to share that opportunity at this time because it fits in well.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yep. Thank you.
So when you hashtag, and it's going to be different on different platforms. Twitter, you should probably only use like 3 in a tweet. Instagram, you can use a lot more. Facebook is where you can kind of use the funnier ones. But if you're really looking for new people who are searching and looking for things, be smart about your hashtags. Nobody searches undenatured way. Nobody. Or at least not a prospect. Maybe people in Isogenics are because they're looking for an article to give somebody. But if you're looking for new people, they're most likely on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, searching things like weight loss, healthy living, meals, recipes, workouts, things like that. So nobody's, searching random things. Now, with that said, don't forget about your brand. If you, hashtag rock your life, hashtag, a couple things that apply to you all the time, because that is your brand and you want to start getting that in the flow. But if you're posting to get new people, remember when you were new and you didn't know about this, what would you have logged on and searched? You wouldn't have searched undenatured way. You'd probably search protein shakes, weight loss, how to lose 10 pounds, things like that. So think about it. That website, hashtagify.me, is a really good website. You can go in and put in a hashtag and it'll make like a little circle and spokes and will let you know what other hashtags are resonating based off that one. So you might put in hashtag fitness and get a really small dot, and then off of it you see workouts is huge. Well, you may want to start using workouts as your hashtag because that has more people searching than fitness. So you can use that to see if your hashtag is going to have effect, how many people are actually searching that hashtag. That's one that I really do like. And so people, All right, let's see here. What's my next one? Oh, yeah, video. I suck at video. I'm not going to lie to you. That's my comfort zone. I'm going to get out of soon. I'm going to start making more videos. But video is king. Look at these statistics. 15 billion videos are viewed on YouTube every day. 500 million watch Facebook. 82% of Twitter's audience watch video content. I mean, Snapchat. Again, I don't personally do Snapchat, but it's huge. So if you are comfortable and you're willing to make a video, make a video. It doesn't have to be long. It shows that you're human. It shows all of that. So when you post a video though, don't just post, and it doesn't have to be a video of you when you're posting any kind of video. If you're posting a link to, you know, Tracy O'Malley doing something great on one of the pages, make sure your description in your actual post gets people to want to watch your video. If you just write, "This is great," and then I see it's Tracy O'Malley, we all know who Tracy O'Malley is, but our prospects don't. You have to put something like, "This is great. Tracy explains what to expect the first 14 days. Give a little context. People on average spend like 12 minutes, I think, scrolling around Facebook and watching stuff. So if you're only going to get them to watch 3 or 4 videos in that 12 minutes, well, you better give them a reason to click on yours. So you have to guide them a little bit more than "this is great," or, you know, even put like minute 2.5 really resonated with me because I'm struggling with drinking water every day, and give them a reason. And then after you post it, go tag people. You've talked to your team. Hopefully you've either cake recipe them or whatever prospecting tool, however you gathered information from your people. So you know the people that are struggling to get water every day. So if JoJo posts a video about water and getting half your body weight in every day, and I know my mom is struggling, I'm gonna go tag my mom because she's not friends with JoJo, so she didn't get the notification JoJo posted a video or JoJo's live in Facebook. So you need to go handhold them a little bit more. And so just posting the video and saying "this is great" isn't gonna get the interaction that you're hoping for. So guide them a little bit.
Is it best for you to do a video versus sharing somebody else's video?
Both.
Okay.
You don't want to be a one-trick pony. You don't want to be the person that only talks about themselves, and you don't want to be the person that only shares other people's stuff. You need to have a variety of everything because your audience is a variety of people. So you really want to make sure you're getting touch points onto all of your people throughout the week. That you can't just, you know, I'm not just going to post only about shakes, you know, and I don't use Nitro or Recover or any of that. So I'm going to, you know, if Chad does a video about how great it was this week and how he's been lifting awesome, I'm going to tag a couple of my prospects that I know are looking for pre and post workout and say, "Hey, Chad's been having a great experience. He's been on the products for 4 years. He's now incorporated Nitro into his workouts and he's loving it." And then they might even then reach out to Chad and be like, "Chad, tell me more," or "Can we all get on a 3-way," or something like that. So take advantage of the other people on the team who might be using a product or having an experience you're not having and utilize that. All right. Team pages. Can't just drop them off and leave them there. Like I said earlier, if you're not friends with them, they don't see that you posted. So as soon as JoJo posts, and we should probably get a little bit better at posting maybe on like Wednesdays, Thursdays, or Fridays. Team call is going to be on Sunday, early morning Sunday. Don't forget team call tonight. And then, you know, tag your people. Also, it's okay to promote your personal events. If you're having a sip and sample, or somebody near you, even if they're not on our team and we can share their flyer, we know events change everything, and it's not just the big 4 that change everything. There's so many people that enroll from Wind Down Wednesdays and, you know, sweat and samples. So get that stuff up, tag your people. I'm in Hawaii, but I only have 2 people enrolled from Hawaii or 3 people enrolled from Hawaii. Most of my people are in Boston and then Colorado. So I want to see if you guys are having something, you know, and my friends in Newton can go, I'm going to send them. Or if, you know, you're in Connecticut and I have friends from college that are in Connecticut, help everybody help each other. You know, there's nobody's going to steal your people by sending them to another town. Like, that's not going to happen. So you want them to see that there are events happening, and that, because the culture is part of it. It's not just products. We love this business and this culture. I love everybody I met. I love going to events. So, and if I didn't go to an event, I wouldn't know Lauren Sims. So, and I, or Scott and Laura St. John, and that's just from going to like an hour Wednesday wine down that Lauren had hosted. And that's morphed into, having a one-on-one relationship with the Start 1000 ambassador. I feel super lucky. That was the best hour that Wednesday. So, also in the team pages, it's got to be more than just welcoming people. You start to see it's just kind of the welcome show. So let's start adding some value. That's where the videos are going to come into play. The 10-4-1 rule doesn't necessarily just apply to your personal page. If it's a really good post on your personal page, share it in the team page and say, tag some people. Product promotion, whether it's the product spotlight that I try to post every Sunday night, so that we can do it for the following week, or just, again, back to Chad loving Nitro this week. Like, there's a post in that. I love Nitro. Like, let's get it. Start tagging people. I can tag some people. And just spice it up. There needs to be more content in the pages. Otherwise, people are just going to get added and they're going to turn off notifications, and they're not, again, if they only have 12 minutes, they may not be going to Rock Your Health to scroll through and see. So provide good content so that they want to. Recipes are really good. Workouts are really good. It doesn't just have to be Mary Evans over and over and over again. Not that it's not a great video.
Question real quick. So when we're, you said when, if you have a really good post on your personal page, share it in the, the product page. Do you recommend copying, sharing? So like, I shared my post within the page, or just recreate the post in the page?
I try not, you shouldn't really share a post, because you're not going to get the statistics and analytics and then the notification or the recognition for it. So I would write a new post entirely. And same thing with, if you do a really good post on Instagram, don't just feed it to Facebook. Take the time and write it again in Facebook. Because you shouldn't have as many hashtags in Facebook as you do in Instagram, and most people's tag is not the same. So if you and I do something great on Instagram and you just use Instagram and say post it on my Facebook page, it's not going to tag me, because my user handle for Instagram is different than my user handle is for Facebook. So then I don't get tagged. So take the extra time, the 2 or 3 minutes that it's going to take to do a different post, and you can cut and paste it, but don't feed it and share it like that.
So my Twitter or my Facebook feeds to my Twitter, so I shouldn't do that. Should do a separate thing.
Well, yeah, Facebook, you have way more way more ability for content. So if it's feeding to Twitter, you might be losing half of it anyway. But again, if you tagged me in Facebook, when you feed it to Twitter, my handle in Twitter is Rizzo Laurie, not Laurie_Rizzo. So then it doesn't tag, it doesn't have the same effect. So tweak it a little bit. It's worth the extra time. And I'm going to show you, or I'll share a social media calendar that HubSpot put out, where you could literally set up your month's worth of social media posts. And then you could go, it's easier to go write your Facebook post, your Instagram post, your Twitter post in there. And then the day you want to post it, just open up the Excel spreadsheet, cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste, so that you're not spending an hour doing 3 posts. You've already done it, that Sunday before for the whole week, and you have it right there and available. So in team pages, I was lucky enough to be on a call with Jessica Rigner recently. She's come up with this method called ATM. It's called add, tag, message. And so when you have a new prospect, you're going to add them to the pages, go tag them in a couple posts that apply to them, and then message them. Start a 3-way message with somebody that resonates with them. So Chad, I'm sorry to keep picking on you, but just since you like Nitro. So you have a prospect who's looking for pre-post workout stuff. I'm going to tag Chad and be like, hey, can I message you with so-and-so? and I'm going to say, hey, Beth, this is my friend Chad. He's been using the products for 4 years. He loves Nitro now. Would love to have him tell you a little bit about it. And then Chad can jump in, and that gives the third party validation. And it doesn't have to necessarily be the written. With Facebook Messenger and text messaging now, you can do a voice recording. So it's, 50 seconds or 60 seconds, and you can just still get that energy through, but you're not getting on the phone, which we know is, my uncomfortable zone. I hate being on the phone, but I can do a voice message, and then, Chad can either come back with a voice message or type or whatever everybody's comfortable with, but it brings other people in. It brings that third party validation. And, especially if you're dealing with millennials or younger people, a lot of them don't want to get on the phone. And so they do love instant message, and they do love text messages, and they do love that new Facebook voice recording. So take advantage of the resources. What do they say? Use the tools, don't be a tool. So Jessica and their team has had incredible results with the ATM method. And so I encourage you guys to try it out. And again, add them to the pages, tag them, and then message them. And that's how you can cultivate them and help move them through that buyer's journey, so we get them to close and delight, and then they become business builders. With that said, on team pages, don't friend everybody. Like, I apologize to anybody who's on the team call that right now who sent me a friend message and I don't accept it. Don't accept everybody that's in Isogenics or on the team. You can follow them, they can follow you, but don't give up your friend space. You have a limited number of friend space. Those are for friends, those are for prospects. So just because we're all on the same team, you don't have to friend them. And so don't be offended if somebody doesn't accept your friendship or anything like that. Like, they may be following you and you don't know it. But keep that friend count open for other stuff. Let's see. I would also say with team pages, since you do know who you're talking to, maybe make an Excel spreadsheet of what resonates with them. So when you see a post, you can go back and go, oh, that's right. So-and-so is struggling with their third meal, and JoJo just posted 6 great recipes. Then to go back and tag that person. And so you can help keep them alive in the pages. Because again, if they're not friends with JoJo, they're not going to see that JoJo just posted those recipes. So do kind of keep organized what your people are needing so that you can help fulfill those needs. And it helps build the culture. They know that you're thinking about them. They know that you listen to them. And that's really what everybody wants, right? They want to know more about themselves. They talk about themselves. They want to know that you listen to what they were talking about. Any questions there on team pages? I swear I'm wrapping up soon. Oh, look at that. They're very awesome. All right. So these are my 15 or so best practices. Nothing negative ever. No swearing, no politics. It's just not worth it. You're not going to gain anybody, but you could lose people, and we don't want to lose people. Try to follow the 10-4-1 rule if you can. And if you're not doing 15 posts a week, go 5-2-1. It doesn't have to be that numeric, but again, just sort of think of it more like dating. Do some really cool, fun things and exciting things. Don't just try to make out right away. Use the think process, set your SMART goals. Use hashtags smartly. Check them out. Use hashtagify me. Grammar, spelling, all of that's really important. If you don't take the time to proofread and edit, then your story almost has no validity. Like, I took the time to read your post. You didn't have the time to spell check it. It's 2018. Write it in Microsoft Word first. It'll give you a red squiggly. It'll give you a blue squiggly. It'll give you a green squiggly. Like, don't be too busy that you can't write properly. It's just, Coca-Cola would never have a spelling error on any of their TV commercials or in a newspaper ad, so you shouldn't either. Also, self-audit. Go in and look. If I post something, I can tell if it was a good post or a bad post, because it's basically my mother and my sister and the 4 people that love me to death that are going to like it. If random people aren't liking it or engaging, it's not resonating with those people, with other people, and I'm trying to get new people. If you want new people, then you need to have better content. So self-audit yourself. Scroll up your Facebook page and say, Look at that. It was my wife, it was my mom, it was my sister, and it was my 3 friends that are already enrolled in Isogenics that liked it. And I'm not saying that that's not great, but if you're not getting new, try to figure out why. What was it that you think that people didn't like or didn't want to watch or read or any of that. We just talked about friending versus following. Post in your peak time zones. You can Google, peak time zones, what's good. It's basically the first 3 hours in the morning, lunchtime, evening time. Find out where people in your area are watching and doing their most searching. Video is king. You're going to get more likes and more interaction. Images next. If you just write text, you'll notice very few people like your stuff because nothing drew them into it. So try to always have a photo, an image, or a video if you're into video. The NLP thing, before and afters go left to right. It's like, that's just, I can't believe I have to say that, but you know how many you see and that it's backwards. Like, no, before, after. That's how it works. You read left to right. Chronologically goes left to right. So just do that. Don't cross promote. Don't just, Instagram post isn't the same as a Twitter post, isn't the same as a Facebook post. Try to cultivate or create your posts according to your audience. My mom is not on Snapchat. She's on Instagram, but she doesn't do anything on Instagram. So my post in Facebook has to be tailored a little bit better because I want her to read that than, 42 hashtags on Instagram. Don't leave your people, guide them through the journey. Don't just drop them and leave them. Be consistent and be authentic. Again, don't like something that if you really don't like it, don't just like it to look like you're supporting people. Sometimes we do that with the social media posts, but that's partly science that we're trying to beat an algorithm. But I don't like dogs in church and all that. I'm not going to like it. It's not that I don't love that you're happy with your dog. I'm not a total jerk. I'm just not going to be all dog lovey on you. And then we do so much personal training and like development on that. If you do 4 hours a week of webinars and that kind of stuff, make 1 hour a week on social media. Like, this is an actual skill. The average social media manager makes over $51,000 a year. Companies pay people a lot of money to do this. So it really is a skill. It really is a science. So just like we listen to Eric Worre and Todd Falcone, and we listen to Mechanic to Millionaire and all of that, and we spend reading all these books, and she's, you're a badass, and the universe has got your back. Google some social media people and read some trainings and see what's, trending in the social media world, because it's literally like an advertising department of a real company. Coca-Cola, all of them, they train and they learn and they make sure they're doing this right. And I'm sure the social media person at Coca-Cola probably makes 150 grand, but the average person's making 51,000. So that's a lot of money to post. So take it seriously. There is a science behind it. These are some of my favorite resources. HubSpot calendar, I will put in the files page. It's just an Excel calendar that you can fill in. It's got so many great tips and when you should use a webinar link and things like that. Buffer, Hootsuite, and Post Planner are great ways to preload some of your posts. I don't think you should use it exclusively because unfortunately, when you post on Facebook and you use one of those resources, it says it. It's like posted by Hootsuite, posted by Buffer. So I kind of think that makes people almost not want to read it because they think even if you posted it live and hit post right now, it's still gonna do it. They think that you pre-posted everything. Some of the stuff, it's totally fine to pre-post, a lot of the scientific-y kind of stuff. But if it's your personal stuff, try to actually go into Facebook and do it live so that it doesn't get that stupid little posted by Hootsuite, because it just seems to have a negative effect, even though we all know you might be doing it live. New people don't know that, and they think that you're just robotic and selling. And again, even though we are salespeople, we're trying not to be salespeople. Sprout Social, Social Media Examiner, and Digital Marketer are some websites that have just really good social media content all the time, best practices and things that are resonating with people. So those are 3 that I use a lot for my RYL job, because I do social media for my RYL company. So those are some of my favorites. And then Rebecca Radis, Jay Bear, and Ann Tran are three of my favorite social media counselors, if you will. Rebecca Radis always got good stuff going out on how to use social media. And most of them are going to talk in a commercial sense, but it applies to the network marketing world. Don't get hung up on the fact that you're not selling a software program. Like, look beyond that and think of just what they're trying to say and read between the lines. And those are three that are really good. I follow them a lot and tweet a lot of what they do, and a lot of stuff that I share is from them. So otherwise, one other thing I learned from Jessica Rigner was with the voice message, reaching out to people, take advantage of Facebook telling you it's their birthday. You can reach out to someone and be like, hey, I saw it was your birthday. Hope you have the best day ever. Girl, I saw you rock these yellow boots the other day. They were awesome. Talk to you soon. And then nobody's going to be like, oh, thank you for reaching out and saying happy birthday. So use that voice message and connect with them. Or a friend of a friend, you can say, hey, I work out at 24 Hour Fitness too. Next time you guys go, let me know. I'd love to have a workout with you. Reach out to people for other reasons and start building those connections. It's all right. Nobody's going to say, no, I don't want to work out with you. That's not going to happen. So don't be afraid. Otherwise, I think that's what I got. I tried to keep it short, but maybe not so much. This is why I don't get on the phone, because I talk too much.
No, it's all good stuff. That
was fantastic, Lori. Thank you.
Really good.
And feel free to ping me or instant message me if you have any questions. I love social media. I'm totally like mesmerized by like the impact that it can have, despite not being on video much. I understand the power of it, and would like to convey to you all, if you're comfortable, do it. It certainly has really, really good effect, and I'm going to get better at that. I didn't look in the chat. Was there anything there that I didn't?
Does anybody have any questions? Mona?
I have two questions regarding authenticity. So I'm not very funny by nature, and so I don't post funny things. But other people out there, I love to go to their pages specifically because they are funny. So do you recommend a non-funny person like me every now and then try to like post funny things because people like funny? Or do I just stay away from funny because that's not my vibe, that's not my thing? Anyone that knows me genuinely knows that I'm not really funny and that that's not me.
But you like humor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you like to laugh. So yeah, absolutely. And you could take advantage of hashtag days, like Stupid Joke Tuesday, I think, is a hashtag. So you could find a really stupid joke and then just, kind of hijack that hashtag for that day to try to, resonate with your audience. Don't be fake. I mean, don't just be like making up stupid jokes because you just want to have a good post, but there are people that you're talking to that like humor and they want to know that you're funny too, because you are. You maybe you're uncomfortable putting out there. I'm not going to expect you to do stand-up at the comedy show, but still, yeah, I mean, you can still be authentic and take advantage of marketing, but just do it in an authentic way. Or you could even say, my friend Anna posted this joke and I almost fell off my chair. I had to share it too. And then give credit back to the person that posted it. It gets you being funny. It gets you showing that you have real friends and that, and luckily network marketing is the one business like plagiarism's okay. You're allowed to steal other people's posts and share all that. And with that said, anytime I post anything, you're welcome to use it. You're welcome to use my photos. You're welcome to use anything that I share. So, but yeah, just think about it and just still continue to be authentic, but you can use other people's stuff.
Lori, I'm glad you brought that up. Or the fact that you think that I'm funny. But
I was just trying to give Chad a break.
No, I know. With the whole sharing of other people's posts. So what is because I know that, so for example, Lynette Davis, she's in Isogenics, right? And I remember her writing a post a week back that said, if you're going to steal my post, then make sure you tag me in it or you give me credit for it. You know, leaders take a lot of time to create their posts, so you can't just go and hijack it. So what is like, my assumption is anytime that I post anything, like when people ask me if they can steal it, I'm like, yeah, steal it away. Once I post it, it's no longer mine. That's why I put it out there. So yeah, you are more than welcome to take it and copy and paste. You don't even have to change any of that. It doesn't offend me. But what is the rule or the common courtesy or?
So two things. Even when I borrow people's, I don't tend to just cut and paste, because going back to when I was just talking about, that's really not authentic, right? I usually change some verbiage because I do want it to sound like it's me too. I don't talk the same way you talk or Lauren talks or JoJo talks or Chad talks. So I do often tweak what I get. But in terms of borrowing it, you kind of have to gauge on the person who you're borrowing it from. Some, it's okay. That girl, if you need to tag her or ask her, you should always. If it's somebody you don't know or know in another page that it's okay to steal their photo, you may want to ask. Most people don't care. So you just kind of have to test the waters and see and engage, like I know Chad's not going to care if I use any of his photos. JoJo's not going to care, but I don't know Pamela very well. So I may ping her and just be like, hey, your post was great. I'm going to steal it. Is that okay? And I'm in a bunch of other pages and a bunch of other teams. Some people I know in the team, some I don't. So when I don't know them, I do tend to say, hey, can I borrow your post? Would you like me to tag you? So you just have to test it out, engage. Mona, you said you had two questions. Do you have another one?
I do. The other one is based on photos, but pictures of yourself. So I love to see really clean photographs on like Instagram of people using our products, and the photos are amazing and beautiful, and mine are not. And then I realized that those were all staged. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like people are actually like putting on makeup and looking beautiful while they're drinking their shakes and taking a bunch of pictures and then using them in the future, which sounds brilliant, except that I can't seem to get in a position to feel comfortable doing that. What are your thoughts with regards to staging pictures?
I don't think they're necessarily staging. They're probably those people who always are in makeup and always doing stuff, and they may have gotten dressed for that specific one, but they're probably that way anyway. So again, just being back to authentic. Like if you're not a prom dress wearing, hair curled up girl, then don't be that photo, like unless we're at celebration and you're all dressed up, and then that's sharing the culture and we have so much fun and we have dress up days and things like that. So it does come back to the authenticity thing, right? Like if you want to be, don't put on makeup and do a photo shoot because 15 other people do it. That's, as well as I do, that's not going to blow up your business. That's not what your prospects aren't sitting around waiting for you to be decked to the nines drinking a shake, like especially if most of the people you talk to are athletic. They want to see you on the top of a mountain with your shake or with the wrapper from your energy bar, or you're sucking on a pack of fuel. So you really have to still be authentic, but it's still great. I want to see you all dressed up one day. Like that's fun because it does show that we're the variety. We're not one trick ponies. We do have other things going on, and some days we're in our office and we only have time for a bar, and some days we're in the car and we're drinking a shake, and some days we're going out on the town, and instead of eating crappy dinner at the restaurant, we're gonna drink a shake. So you might be in hair and makeup, ready to go out, chugging your shake so that you don't order buffalo wings. You just kind of have to, there is science to everything. So everybody just kind of think with social media needs to slow down and give it the extra 45 or 60 seconds to think about those SMART goals and what they're trying to achieve and who they're talking to. And once you think about that stuff, it's going to come easier. I also find myself writing posts and then I leave it like on a Word document for like an hour, because there's nothing more than I hate when I post something and then an hour later I'm like, oh, I should have used these 3 words instead. And so sometimes I'll write the post and go do something else and it kind of resonates. And then I'm like, oh, and then I tweak it. I'm like, that was so much better. And waiting that 15 minutes made such a better post than just trying to push it out and get it done. So again, people don't get paid $50,000 a year to just type and run. So they think about it. They set up, and that's what's good about that calendar that I'll post. You could write your stuff on Sunday, and then maybe something happens on Monday that you're like, oh my gosh, I could rewrite that Thursday post and it'd be so much better. Or you saw an article and then you've already sort of set the base, and then you can tweak it a day or two later because it's kind of already in your head, it's mushing around. And so you could fine tune it as the week goes on. Make sense?
The last thing that you talked about is so much better than what even I asked about. I love the idea of creating posts prematurely and then revisiting them and then posting them when it's applicable. So that's good stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'll post that Excel spreadsheet in the files, and then it's so great. I use it for my regular job, and I post, you can write your Wellness Wednesday post on Sunday, and then if something happened on Monday, that you can make your Wellness Wednesday post even better, or have a link or find a better photo, then it's only going to make your Wednesday post better, opposed to, oh my God, it's noon on Wednesday and I didn't do it.
Great questions. Thanks, Lori.
Anybody else?
You know what, Mona, I think too, if you said, hey, I don't think I'm very funny, but every Tuesday I'm going to try and see if I can make you laugh.
And you can Google daily hashtags, like Man Crush Monday, Woman Crush Wednesday, Taco Tuesday, and it doesn't have to be isogenics related or any, it's just like you said, be funny, be authentic, be real, and just have fun with it. And just remember, they only have so much time, so you don't want really huge long posts or things like that. Just, again, everything's out there. Google's your best friend. It really is. You can pretty much ask it anything, and it will tell you 14 different answers. And anybody, you can always hit me up, ask me questions. I'm happy to share any of my resources or anything else, images, anything like that. And Jojo, we should probably do a social media blitz soon. Again, get people ready for pre-summer.
Yeah, for sure. Good idea. Let's do that. Everybody want to do a social media blitz? Yeah. Cool.
Always fun.
It is. I think that one stupid post I did about the dollar bill, I still think has more likes and hits than any other post I ever did. And all it was guess where I found this dollar?
So redo
Send it to you, right? It was just crazy. I went, really?
Yeah. HubSpot and all them, they talk about that. If something was successful, reuse it. Repost it. Don't necessarily use the share button, but repost it. You don't have to say oh, I did this 6 months ago and it was great, so I'm sharing it again. 7% of people see your posts. So other than the fact that we're all really good friends and we all kind of stalk each other, most people aren't seeing it to the degree that we are. So if I post something and Chad steals it and Anna steals it and Jojo steals it, you're like, oh my God, I've seen this post 14 times. Well, this is because we're all friends. But my other 1,300 friends, they aren't friends with Anna and Chad and Jojo. So they didn't see it 15 times. Most of them didn't see it the first time. Only 7% of them saw it. So reposting isn't necessarily a bad thing. You're not necessarily beating the dead horse. It just sometimes feels like that because a lot of us are friends. So don't get discouraged by that too, or think, God, they must think I'm so annoying. You're probably not annoying anybody.
And that's such a good point because we think everybody sees us, but most people don't, right?
Nope. That's why tagging in the team pages and stuff is also so important. You have to hold their hand and bring them through the journey. You're going to be like a Sherpa.
That's right. Good questions, anybody?
This was amazing. Thank you, Lori.
You're so welcome. I'm glad to share it. I love it. So
Thank you, Lori.
Yes, thank you so much. Appreciate you. And we will, I think we're good. Everybody good? All right.
awesome. Have a good Sunday night.
Go rock your life.